Look, I'm not trying to be difficult about this, but I have to think of the welfare of my children above everything else.
But what's a few more days, Alan? Can't you at least wait until Justin gets back?
You know as well as I do how quickly things can change. I don't have to tell you what would happen if I didn't have my holdings in the company in perfect legal order. The company is growing and expanding all the time. And Henry and Vanessa are there. Amanda isn't well enough to be able...
When are you going to stop worrying about the Chamberlains and everybody else and finally realize that the real threat to Spaulding Enterprise is Diane Ballard? She doesn't give a damn about you or your children. She'd fight tooth and nail to take that company away from all of you.
That's nonsense. Diane is devoted to me, and she has been since the first day she came to work for Spaulding Enterprise.
The only thing that Diane Ballard is devoted to is her own selfish gain, and if that means slicing your throat to get what she wants, she will. I don't know what got me started on Diane.
I know very well that you two never got along, especially when we were married. But to insist that she's deliberately trying to undermine
Alan,
me
I said I was sorry for bringing her into this, but please, just forget I said it, will you?
Hello, excuse me. Alan Michael's ready for his bath now, and Emily's wondering if you'll be ready to come up.
Yeah, well, all right, darling. Well, Jackie and I have a few more things.
No, we haven't. I've taken up quite enough of your time into this.
Look, Jackie, I didn't mean to upset you. I'm just trying to understand what it is you want me to do.
I know. But I can't tell you what my reasons are. I shouldn't have even come here. Now, let's just leave it at this. Hope I'll see you later.
All right, Jackie. Alan, what on earth was going on out here?
First, she asked me to write Phillip out of my new will.
Why?
I have no idea. She wouldn't explain. Then she started on Diane. She said Diane wasn't to be trusted, that Diane was trying to take the company away from me. It's all very strange.
Alan, you know, Jackie came to me when I was in the hospital, and she told me she didn't trust Diane. And she told me not to trust Diane.
I hope you realize that that isn't true. If anything, Diane's the only person in that office I can trust, and do, completely.
Yeah, well, maybe Jackie was trying to warn you about something you don't know about.
Warn me about what?
Well, I don't know, Alan.
Didn't you say that Emily said that Alan Michael's about ready for his bath?
Yes.
Well, I think we should go upstairs and be with our son and not waste our time trying to second-guess Jackie, all right?
Andy Norris? Why on earth would he be writing to me from prison? Oh, of course. He is still trying to shake me down for that money I promised him if he'd tell me how he was trying to blackmail Alan. So, I can only assume you lost interest or were afraid to make a deal with a convicted criminal. However, I'm still very interested in having funds waiting when I get out of this hole. I'll bet you are. So, I'll whet your appetite by telling you the information I had on Alan concerned another woman in his life. The woman behind his breakup with Hope. If that interests you at all, you know where to find me. Yours, Andy.
The Guiding Light. This portion is presented by new Pringles with a delicious deep-fried flavor, and by delicious mountain-grown Folgers, mountain-grown for rich flavor.
Is Nola always so bubbling and friendly?
She's not really friendly at all. That was all an act. You know, I'll never understand what happened to you two. Nola and Morgan were the best of friends until, well, just before the wedding, right? Can we talk about something else, please?
Well, I'd like to talk about this. I know Kelly is never going to let me know if the money I'm going to send you every month is enough to make ends meet. So I'd like for you to promise me that you'll call me if it isn't. And tell me about it, so I can send you some more.
Oh, well, I would, but I don't think that's going to happen, because Kelly and I are very set on staying on a budget.
Well, I respect you both for wanting to do that, but there are little unexpected bills that do come up every now and then.
Yeah, I know. That's why I wanted to get a part-time job, so that we would never get caught short, but Kelly wants me to go to college.
Really? That's wonderful.
Well, not to me. I mean, I told him I'd think about it, but,
Morgan, I can tell you from my own experience, I would be much better qualified for a job if I'd had a college education.
I thought you liked your job.
Well, I do. I love it. But I wouldn't have it if it weren't for Alan.
Well, maybe Alan could find something for me part-time?
Morgan, don't you think it would be a little wiser to think about your future rather than a part-time job? It's not going to pay you very much money.
Yeah, well, maybe, but I have time. I don't have to make a decision right away. I mean, if I want to go to college, I can go in January or even next spring.
Oh, hi, Derek. Hi, Miss Chamberlain. Oh, Miss Chamberlain, I want you to meet the best hairdresser in Springfield, my friend, Gracie Middleton. She works right down the street in case you ever want a new hairstyle.
Pleased to meet you. Nice to meet you, Gracie. If you'll excuse us, Derek and I have a lot of business to discuss.
Oh, Derek, I know with clients like Miss Chamberlain, I'm probably far down your list now, but I really need to talk to you.
How about later this afternoon, Nola? I'll try and get by the hospital after my meeting with Miss Chamberlain and Miss Lewis.
Great,
right?
Thanks.
Ed phoned just before we left to come over here, and it looks like he might be able to fly out to California with me.
How marvelous. Then I should start making plans to come out for a weekend.
Good.
I just hope we can settle the reopening of the Copper Lantern as quickly as possible so I can have some time to get away.
Well, the sooner that we get to our table, the sooner it'll be finished.
That's my cue. Nice to see you, all of you.
Bye-bye.
I just thought I'd come over and say goodbye.
Oh, well, thank you, Nola.
Yeah.
I'm sure I'll be seeing you around the hospital before I go back to California.
Well, if not, I'll probably see you out there because Kelly's told me so much about, California, where he grew up, that I'm sure I'd love every inch of the place. Well, I guess, I got to get back to work now. So, bye, Dr. Nelson. Bye, Mrs. Richard. Bye, Morgan.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.
You nervous about your interview?
Nah, why should I be nervous? All I'm looking for is a job that pays a good buck where I don't have to bust my butt to do it. And there's two heiresses you introduced me to know all about that sort of thing.
Well, maybe. But I happen to know for a fact that the restaurant business can be pretty demanding.
Maybe if you own the place, but not if you just work there. Look, so what do you say if I get the job, when I get the job,
Very good.
that we go out and celebrate?
Thanks, Tony, but no thanks.
What's the matter? You afraid if you let your hair down and take your glasses off, someone will see how good looking you are?
Tony, could we change the subject? The last time we got on the subject of my looks, we got in over our heads.
I didn't.
Well, I did. Excuse me.
Where's Nola, you know?
No, check with Mrs. Johnson. She should know in Central Fire.
Yeah, I did that already, and she told me that she caught her on the phone making a reservation at some fancy restaurant for 11:30. Next thing she knew, she was gone.
Well, I gave up trying to figure out your sister a long time ago. Sure wish Floyd would do the same. His life would be a lot better off.
You know, I agree with you, Katie. And just to prove it to you, why don't I make a couple of calls, and I'll get hold of some cute little girl to go out with us tonight, and we'll invite Floyd along, too.
Trying to blackmail me?
Would I do that to you? All right, Katie, look. How about if I ask Hillary, too? That way you know my intentions are good and honest, and it'll probably make Floyd feel a little more comfortable, too.
It's your party. Why don't you check with Derek when you go over to the Copper Lantern? He knows where Hillary is all the time now.
What makes you think Derek's going to be over the Copper Lantern?
He's Vanessa's financial advisor on her new investment.
Well, cancel that celebration.
Why? Tony, don't... Derek is not the kind of guy that's going to keep you from getting a job just because the two of you didn't get along when you were young.
Didn't get along?
Right.
Try 2 black eyes a month. And, unless I'm mistaken, I broke his nose once, too.
On second thought, guess who?
Where the hell have you been? You know, every time I come over here looking for you, you're off someplace, nobody knows where you are.
Here you go, Katie. Well, how was I supposed to know that you'd be checking up on me around here?
I wasn't checking up on you, just wanted you to wish me luck.
Good luck.
I don't believe her sometimes.
That's funny. I don't believe her most of the time.
I want to talk to you, Diane.
I said everything I have to say to you this morning. Now, will you please leave?
I'm not leaving till I'm damn good and ready, not a minute before.
Oh, really? Well, we'll see about that.
Lori, would you please call security and...
Oh, Lori? Yeah, it's me. Look, Diane was just being funny there, so just forget about what she said, okay? Right. Look, I'll check in with you on my way out, then. We'll have lunch sometime this week, okay? Okay.
What do you want?
I've had a lot of time to think since this morning, and I've got an account to settle with you. Why are you backing away, Diane, huh? Oh, what happened to that lady who was screaming all that language at me this morning, huh? Slapped me across the face.
What, have you been drinking? The only reason I can think of you to barge in here like this and act like such a fool.
Oh, I don't think it's so foolish for me to settle an account, huh? Just relax. It's just a bill for services rendered. And if you look at it closely, it's just my services for private detective work and not after-hours work. And I think that's real generous on my part, considering how hard I had to...
Just tell me what I owe you. I will write you a check, and then you can get out of here. Oh, well, that's a small price to pay for never having to see your face again.
Oh, I never guaranteed that. You know, it's too bad that all those people who think you're such a hard, tough businesswoman can't see you now.
Well, what can I say? Some people unnerve me. Always have, always will, especially double dealers.
Well, I don't see how you can look at yourself in the mirror then, because you have always been a conniving and a user of people ever since you got into the business of high finance.
Just make certain that it's for the right amount before you leave here for the last time. And if you ever try to break into this office again, I will have security throw you out, and I will have your license revoked as well.
Oh, Diane, look. One of these days, you're going to open your big mouth one too many times or one too many people. And you're going to wake up a very sad and sorry lady. Or you're not going to wake up at all.
Get out!
Diane, what happened?
Nothing. Joe Bradley's just a lunatic. Listen, don't let anything he says bother you. I certainly don't. Listen, would you tell the receptionist in the lobby, though, that if he ever shows his face around here again, to call security and have him thrown out bodily?
Are you all right? You're shaking.
I'm fine. I'm certainly not afraid of Joe Bradley, if that's what you mean. I'll be fine. Just need a few minutes to calm down. That's all.